and the interpretations of the houses of Rastafari. Discerning Jesus Christ and interpretations of the houses of Rastafari. Healed, the blind receiving sight, the hungry being fed, and sinners receiving mercy. Some believed he was a prophet like Moses or Elijah. Others began to wonder if he truly was the promised son of David, the long-awaited Messiah spoken of by the prophets. Yet even among those who admired him, not everyone immediately understood who he truly was. The religious leaders often saw him very differently. Many of the Pharisees and scribes believed he had threatened their authority. They accused him of breaking traditions, eating with sinners, healing on the Sabbath, and challenging their interpretation of God's law, instead of rejoicing that the scriptures were being fulfilled before their eyes. Many hardened their hearts. The very Messiah they had studied for all their lives stood among men and stood among them. Yet many rejected him because he did not fit the image they had already created in their minds. Even his own disciples did not fully understand him at first. They followed him, listened to his teachings, and witnessed his miracles, yet still, after all that, near the end of his life, they still struggled to understand his mission. Some expected him to overthrow Rome physically and establish an earthly kingdom immediately after. Only after his death, resurrection, and coming of the Holy Spirit did they fully proclaim him as the eternal Word made flesh, the only begotten Son of God, through whom all things were created. His Majesty referred to Jesus Christ as our blameless Creator, Lord and Creator, fully God and fully man, taught by the church that he is the head of, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church. Even today, people continue to understand Jesus in many different ways. Some of our Jewish brethren honor him as a teacher, but do not accept him as the Messiah. Messianic Jews confess him as both Messiah and Lord, while continuing to embrace their Jewish heritage. Many people expect a final Davidic ruler from the line of David before Christ comes in his uncorrupted body to give final judgment. And many see scriptures through Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Psalms, and others referring to a final Davidic ruler, or a final ruler from David's line before Christ comes from the heavens, which would represent his kingship and be a historical witness to him. And that is how we view his Majesty, as that final Davidic ruler. So we accept that interpretation, and we see his Majesty as a final ruler that is reflecting the kingship of Christ, that comes in the spirit and power of Christ to show us an initial fulfillment of prophecy. And these are things that I'll elaborate more, as I've already elaborated on them before. So Muslims honor him as one of the greatest prophets, but do not confess his crucifixion and resurrection in the same way Christians do. Many secular historians recognize that he lived, but see him as only an influential religious leader. Others claim he is nothing more than a myth or a legend, while others still try to explain him as merely an allegory or a symbol of Christ consciousness. There are also those who claim the gospel accounts were borrowed from Egyptian or Greco-Roman stories. These theories have become popular in some circles, yet they remain highly debated and have not overturned the historical evidence that Jesus of Nazareth lived, taught, and was crucified under Pontius Pilate, and inspired the movement that became Christianity. Whether one accepts him as Lord or not, few individuals in all history have shaped the world as profoundly as Jesus Christ. Even during his own ministry, people struggled to reconcile his humanity with divinity. Some asked, is this not Joseph's son? They saw the carpenter's family, but could not see the eternal Word standing before them. Yet Christ declared, before Abraham was I am. That is why they asked, is this not Joseph's son? They did not believe what they were hearing. In those few words, he revealed something astonishing. His existence did not begin in Bethlehem. He was the Father before Abraham, before David, before Moses, indeed, before the creation of the world itself. The mystery of Christ is that he reveals the Father while remaining personally distinct from the Father. The mystery of Christ is that he reveals the Father while remaining personally distinct from the Father. At his baptism, we see the Son standing in the Jordan River, the Holy Spirit descending like a dove, and the Father's voice proclaiming from heaven, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." So here we witness the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit working together in perfect unity. They are not confused with one another, yet they are never divided in purpose. So before we begin speaking about His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I, or the different houses of Rastafari, We must establish our foundation. Throughout history, people have misunderstood Jesus. Some honored him, some rejected him, some feared him, some loved him. They crucified him, yet none of these opinions changed who he truly was. Truth has never been determined by majority vote. Therefore, as we continue through this sermon, let us ask ourselves the same question Christ asked his disciples. Who do you